Hi, welcome to Living in Gulf Shores. I'm Amanda Eckert, and I am so glad you're here today. This channel is all about what it's really like to call the Alabama Gulf Coast home, from the best neighborhoods and hidden local hangouts to expert tips for navigating the real estate market. We are here to give you the inside scoop on life here on the Gulf. And I've got you on my computer today because we are going to take you on a map tour of the entire area. We have so many people reaching out to us about their move, and honestly, we love it. It's so exciting helping people make Baldwin County their next home. So if you're considering a move and you want to get in touch, just know that I've got your back. Chances are, if you're watching this video, you're thinking about moving to the Alabama Gulf Coast and you have come to the right place. We're going to cover everything that you need to know about Baldwin County, from the stunning beaches to the charming towns, the top neighborhoods, and all the hidden gems in between. The shopping, the airports, the schools, basically everything that I needed to know when I moved here, the questions that people ask us on a weekly basis when we get calls, texts, emails. We love to be a resource for you. So make sure that you hit that subscribe button, because you're going to want to know about any of our next videos, and it helps other people find us too. And if you're like most people, you might actually be thinking one of two things. Either, wow, Gulf Shores has some of the most beautiful beaches in the world, and that's why I'm moving here. I cannot wait to put my feet in that white sugar sand. Or, wait a minute, Alabama has beaches? Yes, Alabama has some of the most beautiful beaches in the world. And today we're going to answer all of your questions about them. So here's the deal. This is going to be a video you are going to want to save. So do me a favor, grab a notepad, get your favorite drink and a pen, sit back, and if you're thinking about relocating here, stick around to the end, because not only am I going to cover it all, but at the end, I'm going to share with you some of the things that, once you are local here, you're going to find out is our favorite thing to do. And a lot of people don't even know that this activity actually started right here. So there's a few secrets, and I can't wait to share it. Let's go ahead and dive in. Okay, so you can see that Baldwin County, this whole area right here, is actually almost the size of the state of Delaware, and it's bordered on one side by Mobile Bay and on the south side by the Gulf of Mexico. So it almost runs directly into the state of Florida. We are very similar to the Florida Panhandle on the coast over here, with beautiful white sandy beaches and very nice warm waters that are easy to swim in. So Gulf Shores and Orange Beach right down here are what most people think of when they first learn about this area, and is a very big draw to the area. So it brings a lot of retirees and it brings a lot of vacationers to these gorgeous beaches. Now, you can find a lot of condos down here on the beach, but there are some homes as well, and there are even some new developments that are going on. So you can get a house somewhere on this peninsula starting in the 400,000s, and then of course going up to a couple $1,000,000. But a lot of people rent out these houses. There are some neighborhoods that have full-time rentals, particularly over here we have Bear Point and Terry Cove, and then there are some also townhome developments and other areas that have full-time residents. So it is not an area just for tourists. You do have a school in both Orange Beach and Gulf Shores with great sports programs and lots of recreational activities. And then there are also lots of other things to do, such as Gulf State Park here, which is one of my absolute favorite places to go. You can ride bikes through there around the lake, and then there's a great restaurant you can stop in to have a little picnic type of a lunch, and it is a really great way to spend a day. That's what we did last Mother's Day, and it was just about one of my favorite days ever. So then also there are a lot of touristy things to do down there, like Waterville, which is a great little water park, and then also putt-putt golf and some really fun little activities there. But as you go a little north of Gulf Shores, we get to a very popular area of Foley. Now, I would say Foley is where we are seeing absolutely the most growth right now. There are so many new developments going in in new restaurants, new shopping, and we also have a huge sports complex there. So people are also doing a lot of investing in Foley for both short-term and long-term rentals and buying homes here to live in. So here we have the Alabama Gulf Coast Zoo, which is a really great little zoo. And we also have OWA, which is a great amusement park with rides, roller coasters. It has a great downtown area, tons of festivals. They have a gorgeous hot air balloon festival every year, which is so neat to watch and see all these balloons blown up at night. It's so beautiful. They get tons of vendors that come out, and it's a great draw. There's stuff going on all year at OWA. They have a little downtown. It almost kind of has like that downtown Disney feel about it. And then they also just recently opened an indoor water park. So you get year-round recreation. And I think that's one of the things that's really drawing people to Foley for an investment as well. There are tons of great neighborhoods in Foley as well. You have also the Glen Lakes Golf Club, which has 3 golf courses, I believe, around it, and a variety of homes. Then we also have Graham Nature Preserve here, which is a beautiful little park. You can rent kayaks and go out on Wolf Bay. And there's a really nice little subdivision right by there that is still being built, Primland, which is a new D.R. Horton home. But we'll go into subdivisions in one of our other videos. Today, we're going to concentrate on what each of these areas really has to offer. So in Foley, that's where you're going to find all the major shopping in Baldwin County. They have the Tanger Factory Outlets, which has a Nike store and an H&M, Aerie, American Eagle, basically everything that you're looking for clothes and shoes, and then also some big box stores right across the street from there. You're going to find a Home Goods, which is one of my favorite places to go and do some retail therapy on a Saturday afternoon. There's also a big Ulta there. And then, of course, you have the Walmart and Lowe's and Home Depot all here in Foley. There is so much building and expansion going on all along 59. And I would say because of that, you are going to also find the most traffic along this corridor here. Now, there is one other way to get up and down Baldwin County, and that is through the Foley Beach Express. So you can see 59 and the Foley Beach Express run next to each other here. There used to be a toll bridge at the bottom of the Foley Beach Express, but they did recently take that down. And now you can just glide right across to Orange Beach. So either taking 59 or the Foley Beach Express will get you through Baldwin County very easily. As we go a little bit further north, we get through some of the more rural areas, which are also gaining a lot of popularity. We have Alberta and Lillian, which are in between Foley and Florida, and those are seeing some new developments as well. A lot of people that are looking for more of that kind of country feel are choosing these areas. You have a little bit more separation between your neighbors. There are not as many shops and restaurants. You might have to drive a little bit further to those things, but it's just a very different style of living. It also puts you very close to the Florida state line. And one thing to note is that Alabama has cheaper property taxes. Florida has more expensive property taxes, but Alabama has more expensive sales tax. So some people like to drive across the Florida state line to do major grocery shops or go to Sam's Club because you might save some bucks on your sales tax if you're going to go and maybe you're having a party or you want to stock up on wine or something. There are some great places to do that in Pensacola and just going right across the state line there. So showing a little bit more about the geography, it takes about 1 hour to get to Pensacola. Now, I-10 goes all the way across to Jacksonville, Florida. It takes about 6 hours to get to Jacksonville, but it is a very easy way to travel, and it takes just about 45 minutes to 1 hour, depending on where you're coming from in Baldwin County, to get to the Pensacola airport. Pensacola has a great mall also, a really cute downtown area, and it's just a nice little change of pace if you want to get out of town and go over there. It's a quick, easy drive, and I think that the airport is super convenient and easy to travel in and out of. You've got several major airlines, Delta, American, Spirit, Frontier, all fly in and out of Pensacola, and parking is easy and usually The security is very easy, so it's a pleasant way to travel. On the other side of I-10, you would get to Mobile, which is also a very common area for people to work. So these major roadways are pretty much the way that you travel in and around Baldwin County, except for one other road which goes along the eastern shore here that we have not covered yet, and also encompasses a lot of the most popular areas right now. We refer to this area as the Eastern Shore. So 98 is this road that goes all the way down along Mobile Bay, and then it cuts over to 59. Now at the top of 98 here, we have Spanish Fort. And if I go even a little bit higher than that, we have historic Blakely State Park, which is a really neat spot. At one point in time, there's actually a ghost town there. They were trying to make another town that they thought was going to be just like Mobile, but apparently really did not work out that way. But there's some ruins that you can see, the old town hall there. There's campgrounds, RVs, and it's a really neat place to explore. Right around there, we also have Spanish Fort, which has one of the largest subdivisions in all of Baldwin County. They actually just built a new elementary school to service that subdivision. It's called Stonebridge. I'll show it to you right there. Lots of great amenities there, all kinds of different styles of homes, and some people move to this area just to be in that neighborhood. It's also very convenient to some additional shopping. Spanish Fort has an outdoor walking mall, which is great. They have a Dillard's and a Belk's, a shoe station, a great furniture store, and also a lot of restaurants in Spanish Fort, including a movie theater and a bowling alley. So there's also another great subdivision here that's worth mentioning, Timber Creek. They have great amenities and also a golf course. The homes are a little bit more spread out and older, so you have a little bit more established neighborhood feel. But Spanish Fort has a lot of great things to offer, as well as a very popular school. Spanish Fort High School has a great football team, and a lot of people like to choose the area for the great school system. It is part of the Baldwin County school system. So once we go a little bit south of Spanish Fort, we get to Daphne. Daphne is also a very popular town, and it is located again on what we call the Eastern Shore. Now, Daphne has another great neighborhood, probably one of the most popular entry neighborhoods when people move into the area, called Lake Forest. Lake Forest is an older neighborhood. The homes were actually some of them go back into the 70s. But there are a lot of amenities there with a golf course, multiple pools, tennis courts, and the dues are very, very reasonable there. It's very windy, and I believe it is actually the largest neighborhood in the entire state of Alabama. Once you get in there, it can take sometimes 10 minutes just to drive all the way through. You can see the roads kind of wind around. There's lots of circles there. There are sidewalks, which is great. Most of the neighborhoods here do have sidewalks, so it's very walkable, very friendly, and the neighborhood there is very hilly. So if you like trees, if you're coming from an area that is more established and you don't want to move into something that used to be a field and they just put a lot of cookie cutter homes next to each other, Lake Forest could be a neighborhood that you would really want to explore. You're also very close to the coast here. So this coast is not known for its beaches. It's not like the Gulf Coast, but people do boat on Mobile Bay, and there are some docks and areas that you can access the water here, but it's not really the area that you're going to go and spend the day at the beach. There are some great little secret spots where you can go and watch the sunset. I think probably some of the best sunsets in the country you can see from the Eastern Shore here, and there are lots and lots of little spots to explore to catch the sunset. There's one restaurant as we go down a little bit further, actually in Fairhope, called Sunset Point. Every night at sunset, they do a little toast to the sunset. Everybody stops what they're doing, and it's just a great way. One of the things that, brings the community together again, slows things down, and you just kind of appreciate your surroundings and where you are. And I think that's such a wonderful thing to do. So Here on the Eastern Shore along 98, there is also a lot of shopping, a lot of shopping centers. There's a Target, there's a Walmart, there are quite a few Publixes. They just built a lot of new grocery stores because Baldwin County is growing so fast. They brought in several new Publixes and I believe 11 new Aldis to Baldwin County. So there are so many places now that you can easily shop, including Rouse's, which is more of a local feel grocery store, and it has more of a Cajun flavor to it. So if you're not familiar with the area, that's where you can go to get your crawfish during crawfish season. And there are a couple different Rouse's. There's one in Daphne and there's also one down at the beach. So 98 is going to have a lot of those convenience things for you. And then you're also going to have next to 98 Main Street, which is Old Daphne. Now, Old Daphne has more of that charming vibe to it. So Old Daphne, there's a small town with a couple nice churches and little quaint restaurants, not the big box stores. Of course, you have to just know exactly where you're going and what you're looking for, and you're going to find some really great local treasures, meet some really nice shop owners, and it's a really cute little spot to spend the day. There's a little park there that you can hang out at, and also at Christmas time, the Daphne City Hall is decorated really, really cute. So I love Old Town Daphne. There's a couple great coffee shops there. And I think, you know, if you wanted to be someplace that you could walk to get to a coffee shop or get to a restaurant, that would be a really great spot to explore. As we go a little bit further south, we get to another one of the more popular areas, Fairhope. Fairhope is a very, very charming town. It is located right on Mobile Bay. There's a beautiful pier and fountain there, and a downtown area that is so picturesque. It's usually featured in a lot of magazines. They put so many flowers out, and at Christmas time, they absolutely drench every single tree on the block with white lights. It is about the most beautiful thing you have ever seen. Every year they have a tree lighting where they have the orchestra, they close out all the streets, they have the orchestra right in the middle of the streets. There are tons of people filling the entire downtown, and they shower everyone with bubbles that look like snow, and it is pure magic. Seeing downtown Fairhope is definitely a spot to check out. Living downtown Fairhope can be very expensive. Recently, the prices in downtown Fairhope have gone up considerably, but Fairhope is actually a very large area, and it goes all the way down into more of the rural parts towards Foley here. So there's still a lot of building going on, a lot of expansion, and there are a lot of places that you can be that will put you close to any of the spots that I just mentioned. So whether you want to be in Fairhope or whether you want to be down by the beach, there are so many different options for you. So that just gives you a quick little overview of some of the more major areas that people are moving to. We're going to dive into a lot more about each neighborhood in all of the different videos that are below. I will put the links, and let me know what you think in the comments. So I promised you that if you stuck with me until the end, I was going to tell you one of the best kept secrets of Baldwin County, and that is that Mardi Gras actually started in Mobile, not New Orleans, and Mardi Gras is a huge part of the culture here. So once everybody takes down their Christmas tree, the Mardi Gras decorations start to go up, and it becomes so fun and festive. There are Mardi Gras parades down at the beach. Gulf Shores, Orange Beach each have their own parades. Foley has a parade, Daphne has a parade, Fairhope has a parade, and if you have not been to one of these Mardi Gras parades, you are really missing out. First of all, come with a wagon because they go all out. You are going to get knocked in the head. They are throwing so much stuff. So if you've got kids, it is like a carnival. It is so much fun. And there are parades throughout the whole winter. So I remember when I was up north, once Christmas ended and once New Year's ended, it became this long, drawn out drag to spring. That does not happen here. Once the holidays are over, everyone is ready for Mardi Gras parades, Mardi Gras balls, and it is a whole culture in and of itself. And if you like a party, this is going to be so much fun. The parades are great, the balls are great, there's something going on all the time, and I bet you didn't know that Mardi Gras actually started in Mobile. So thanks for sticking with me, and check out the next video.